Good morning and welcome to your Daily Sparks. You know, if I was choosing the disciples, I wouldn't have chosen the ones the Lord did. It's like a who's who of failure, and they're certainly not purity. They're certainly not eligible to be saints. In fact, their antics and attitudes will make you think that they're more like a Saturday night football crowd or hanging out in the county jail. There are no halos really among them. A befuddled bunch, a motley crew, if you like. Yet, strange as it may seem, it's this very humanness that draws us to the disciples. They're so refreshing because they remind us that God doesn't use perfect people, He just uses available people. If you've ever wondered how in the world God could use you to change the world, have a look at those guys. Look at those people. God used them to change history. He used them to bring influence centuries, even millennia later. You know, a rag bag of ne'er-do-wells and has-beens who found hope not in their performance but in God's proverbial open arms. So what can you say about a fellow whose lust got so lusty that he got a woman pregnant, tried to blame it on her husband, and then had her husband killed, and then went on living like nothing else had happened? Why would God choose a guy like that? Well, you could say that he was a man after God's own heart, because that's what God said. David, he has a track record that, didn't look so good, but his repentant spirit was what brought him to the table. And what about Jonah? God's ambassador to Nineveh, Jonah? But he had other ideas. He had no desire to go to that heathen city. He thought he'd hop on a boat and head off. You know, and then God put him in the belly of the fish and brought him back to his senses. He probably smelt terrible as well. But even, the stomach of a fish, he still couldn't stomach his ministry for too long. This guy turns up, preaches the gospel, and then he gets upset that they come to the Lord. And on the stories go. If you look at all these Bible characters, if you look at Elijah the prophet who pouted, if you ran away in despair, if you look at Solomon, the king who knew too much, if you look at Jacob, the wheeler dealer, the dishonest guy, if you look at Gomer, the prostitute, Sarah, the one who giggled at God, one story after another, and then you look at all the disciples, it shows you that God uses imperfect people. Even the genealogy of Christ is salted with a few dubious characters. What about Tamar the adulteress, Rahab the harlot? And what about Bathsheba? She's in that line, but she was guilty of sin. See, the reassuring lesson is clear. God uses and still uses people to change the world. People, real people like you and I, not saints, not superhuman guys, not geniuses, people. God uses repentant crooks and creeps, lovers and liars. He uses them all. And what they may lack in perfection, God makes up for in His love. The great thing about the Lord is He takes your life and my life. He loves us so much, He accepts us no matter what. But He loves us so much that He doesn't keep us there. He transforms us. So today as you go into your life, look for opportunities to serve the one who loves you because He believes in you. You don't have to be perfect. Just be available and say, Lord, I'm in your hands. Show me how you can use me. God bless. We'll see you tomorrow on Sparks.